Oh, we're actually starting to run out of, or not run out of stone, but we're starting to burn our stone a little bit more than I was expecting. Oh, that's okay.
Oh my!
Did you dunk yourself?
I put a block of land underneath my feet, and that killed me.
Well, I guess you can take my plane, and
Thank you.
I guess I can just walk to get the other one at some point. I don't know. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm such an idiot. I can pick it up and put it in my inventory on the way back.
Oh, right. I was like, how am I going to get the other plane? Thinking more in real world terms as opposed to. Like I do that.
Yeah.
I do that more than I should. For somebody that plays way more video games than I do, like interact with the real world. I'm just like, how am I going to get this like vehicle from this like hard to reach spot? Oh god. Easy example, I guess, would be Halo. You flip your warthog. Normal Halo players like, okay, just flip it back over. Me, galaxy brain moment, look at it. Well, I guess she's done for, and I just move on.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, right? Because then, if you're a proper Halo bro, then in real life you'll subconsciously think, you know, when you run your car off the road one day by accident, you'll think, oh, this is okay. I'll just flip it. I'll just flip it over, and we'll get her back on the road. And then you'll be immensely disappointed.
Flip side, cars are actually surprisingly easy to move. Like, I assume you didn't get up
That's
to
a
too
hot
many
take.
hijinks when you were younger, but I remember once I don't even remember who the guy was, but effectively in my high school, some guy parked in a really inconvenient location that made it almost impossible for like the track team to do whatever we were going to do. And so just we grabbed the entire shot put team, walked out, and walked off with his car. I was floored that we could even do it, but yeah, apparently having 20 guys surrounding an SUV, you can just walk off with one.
As in, like, you just picked it up?
Yeah.
Like,
It was kind of an awkward shuffle step, and we had to be very careful we didn't drop like a tire on anybody's feet. But yeah, you can just lift a car. You just need enough humans to do it.
I tell you what, this is actually something that I appreciate, because it's like whenever I look at like a rocket, for example, like the Saturn V, right? Is just like, I look at the Saturn V and I'm like, that is the most insane thing that I have ever seen. Like, it is just absolutely monstrous. Like, it is so unbelievably huge. But then you just need to remember it was built by humans. It was built by people like you know, just normal humans. And that blows my brain pretty consistently. I don't know where I was going with that one, but that's
I get it.
Created a monster. Ugh. Okay. Pair this. I crashed my boat accidentally. I've got one boat up the backside of another boat. Highly.
So that's
highly
how they do
erotic
it up
crash.
in the north.
That's it. Yep, we got some tanker on cargo ship action here.
Somebody in my chat saying you have to remember the people who did create the rocket are 1,000 times smarter than everyone else. I know people that work, I guess they work at Tesla. Shoot. It's not Tesla. I mean, it is Tesla, but what's SpaceX? There we go. I got a couple of friends that actually work at SpaceX. They're not that smart compared to like anybody else. They specialized to know.
Yeah.
Like straight up, the one guy was the valedictorian of his class, but he was also the guy that was more often than not caught for pranking people by, like, putting bananas in the weirdest places.
Oh, that sounds almost erotic as my ship incident.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, but they had to shoo him off stage because for his valedictorian speech, he shows up, takes off his graduation gown, more or less makes fun of it for being stuffy, and then calls up a random person onto the stage, and I don't remember what he handed him. It wasn't a banana in this case. It was something completely different, like a much more inconvenient vegetable to just hold on to. Handed the guy the vegetable and then told him to sit down, and then went on to more or less make fun of the education system for a while.
Right.
And so I've more or less just determined that this guy's more of an oddity than anything else. But he... Like, I was in classes with him. He wasn't actually super brilliant. He was just very applied towards space. And everything else didn't matter to him.
To be fair, that's actually quite... I don't want to say that it's necessarily rare, because, you know, wanting to be an astronaut is like a generic child's, you know...
Oh, he didn't want to be an astronaut. He just wanted to be the guy making the rockets.
No, but that's what I'm saying, right? Is that you know, if you focus on what you want to do, I reckon that it's probably... If you have, like, a laser focus on something that you really specifically want to do, it's probably not as difficult as you think to do some of the things that you'd think.
It just makes me feel a bit guilty for effectively just being laser focused on video games, potentially for my whole life. It's like, I probably could have done something. So part of this comes from the fact that the rest of my family is like actual famous scientists, so I'm sitting here just playing video games for a living, and then I'm talking to my brother, and he's near on some kind of crazy breakthrough, and I'm talking to my dad, and he's, you know, elbow deep in COVID research, and it's just like, oh yeah, I'm
Factorio's cool.
Yeah. I don't actually feel too much guilt, because ultimately I provide kind of my own change in the world. But some amount to me is like, man, I could have probably used my own talents for something a little bit more exciting than, hey, Factorio's cool. Let's see.
That's a difficult one. You know, it's a difficult one to counter as well, because I think there's always going to be more that you can do, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you're a brain surgeon, you're probably feeling slightly guilty about the fact that you're not the best brain surgeon, or you're feeling bad about the fact that you can't do more to... I think there's always probably something else, so to speak.
I've only met one person in life who wanted to be a brain surgeon, and he was dumb as bricks, and I was always super concerned that he'd make it, and I have no idea if he succeeded or not.
Well, I mean, you know, anyone can want to be a brain surgeon. I want to be a brain surgeon. Now you've met two people.
Yeah,
sure, for the sake of the conversation.
Okay, I was like, do you actually? Because I can't imagine that level of stress. Like, I get stressed out trying to remember details of, like, what my sponsored series requires. And so the idea of brain surgery is just a thing that people would want to do. It's like, I guess for helping people, yes. But I would just be so scared of making even one singular mistake in the process.
Conversely, though, if you save one person, that's one person who is alive because of your actions.
True.
Then otherwise would be. So really the question is, why aren't you a brain surgeon, Wonder?
I am very squeamish.
Dude. I can't stand blood. Blood is like my. It's my one thing that I just will not do. Anything else? I don't have any fears. I don't have any allergies. You know, not afraid of heights.
So you don't have any really? Yeah,
well,
heights,
I mean, it's like
spiders. Let's see, what else am I unnervingly afraid of? Probably a lot. I'd have to really sit down and thonk about it. That's been in my head ever since Wholesome Craft started.
Just wait until wait until we play Worms. Just you wait.
Oh.
Just you wait.
Did
just
you
wait?
Oh shoot. We should
No
take
comment.
we should end maybe like 20 minutes early so I can have some smashed thonks and I can add my own.
I had a baked thonk actually for dinner. It was very good.
We we ran out of milk. Usually, at least in the US, for mashed or smashed thonks, you mix it with milk and maybe some other stuff.
Yeah.
We ran out of
butter,
milk,
yeah.
so we made it with sour cream instead, just as like the full milk replacement.
Yeah.
Turns out that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sour cream is, I don't know. It's obviously amazing, but I still think it's underrated. Like I will say that it's underrated because it's so
absolutely
nice.
I had a sour cream pie. I never would have considered sour cream as a pie candidate. And
A sour cream pie.
Yeah.
Huh.
One of the best pies I've ever had.
Huh. That's a new one. I've not heard of a sour cream pie. That's unique.
When growing up, did you have like a... God, how would I describe it? Like, a lot of the acquired taste things were just super gross to you. So like, a lot of stuff that adults would eat and you'd look at it and be like, that's the dumbest thing ever. Why would anybody eat that? Or did you just kind of go along with it?
I basically don't dislike anything. I used to not like baked potatoes, unironically, because my parents just cooked them badly. But
yeah,
my fiance is just like incredible, and she introduced me to like you microwave them first and then you put them in the oven, and then it's just an incredibly different experience and an incredibly nice thing to eat. But caviar was always like one thing that struck me as just like stupid. It's like, what? So you have to get the eggs out of the fish, and then you eat the eggs, and then you pay an inordinate amount of money for the caviar. The whole concept just seemed, so crazy to me. And to be honest, it is still kind of a little bit crazy. But there you go, caviar. That was my. I've never tried it, by the way. So
okay, it's not like you had a change of heart here. It's just caviar is still a mystery.
Yeah, caviar is still a mystery. I don't understand why.
I'm a big fan of roe. Have you ever had roe as opposed to caviar?
I have not. I don't even know what it is.
So roe is usually like salmon eggs. I have no idea which fish caviar is from. But I recently got really big into sushi. And roe is actually one of my favorite additives that they'll have instead.
Okay.
Just because, I don't know, it's kind of a pleasant, salty taste. Okay, sturgeons are where true caviar comes from. Cool.
Is that it? The fact that it's a nice, salty taste?
Kind of, yeah. It's separate from anything else. I guess it's mainly just it's a flavor that is difficult to replicate.
Yeah.
So, judging by the fact that you haven't had roe, I assume you're not much on sushi? Or is sushi just not much of a thing?
Sushi's a thing. It's just, I'm not really... I'm very ambivalent about it, to be honest.
Okay.
It's there. I'll eat it, but like, I wouldn't really go out to a sushi place, to be honest. 'Cause, if I was in Japan, I'd obviously eat sushi. You know, I love Japan, Japanese culture, etc. I don't like anime though. No weebs for me. But yeah, authentic Japanese sushi, thumbs up. British knockoff sushi,
Yeah, I guess I haven't had official sushi from Japan, but I don't know. I guess I'm always hoping when I eat at a Japanese restaurant, they're giving me 90% of an authentic experience. I'm sure certain ingredients are hard to come by, but
I think what matters is if you think that you're having an authentic experience, right? And
kinda, but at the same time, I'd still want to try the like actual authentic thing.
That's true. That's true.
So what was
Fair
it?
comment.
Had Mexican food a lot throughout my life, and it was really interesting how different the experience was. So like down in California, more authentic. Down in actual Mexico, very authentic. You know, Boston area, not authentic at all. And it's kind of fun to watch the difference. At the same time, it's kind of like, I wish there was more of a push for authenticity. Ooh. We don't have the better logistics yet.
No, we're still using red stuff.
Oh, that's painful. Okay. Because my biggest issue is, actually one of our biggest issues is we're not getting regular circuits anymore.
Really? Are we missing something?
Oh, you know what?
There may be a bit of a power cut.
It's fine.
If there is, don't worry about it. Fix it up in just a second. Go. Good stuff. Yeah, so what's up with circuit production?
It's just not getting enough copper anymore for the amount that we're using.
Okay. I think that stuff like that is going to be happening pretty regularly. I reckon we're going to be bottlenecked in a couple of the OG processes that I threw together.
It's holding up fairly well. Like, you have enough factories for it. It's just we aren't pumping in nearly enough copper.
So, speaking of Japan and Japanese culture, I know it's not a Japanese game, but what is it? Is it called Genshin Impact or something?
Oh yeah, it's a Chinese game, but very
yeah.
clearly kind of going for standard anime appeal. Yeah.
Standard anime appeal. Have you played it? Because what is the appeal?
Have you played Breath of the Wild?
I have not.
Okay. Effectively, giant open world to kind of explore random monster camps, kind of little secrets, and tons of... Like, you know that feeling when you're exploring in a game and you find a treasure chest and there's something cool in it? And it makes you feel like, hey, I found something fun. And you get that, like, light dopamine reaction of, like, I've achieved something.
Yeah.
It's that, but on like almost an excessive scale, except for none of the rewards matter because it's slowly just giving you a currency that lets you gamble. And
okay.
So it's like one part's actually decent action RPG and like world exploration game, and another part entirely designed to trick you into throwing money at them. And so I recorded about 20 episodes on the game. And, like, the plot was very much okay. The visuals were great. The gameplay was legitimately fun. But every time I'd play it, I'd sit there and say, yeah, but they want me to spend money just to get this, like, rad character. Like, you know, you run across some character in the plot, and it kind of hints that, like, you can actually play as this character. You just have to roll the dice for a while. It's like, I don't actually know if I want that.
Yeah.
But I think for a lot of people, because it's free baseline, it's easy to get people into it. And then, honestly, I think most people don't even throw money at it. I've had tons of people say, like, yeah, I'm never going to throw money at this. And I'm just sitting there being like, yeah, but I could. And I have to, like, halt myself and say, no, this is unhealthy. Stop it.
It's like, you know, the mobile game developers are after the so-called whales, you know?
Yep.
The big spenders. Big spenders. But you enjoyed the game? Because I've seen it everywhere. Like, everyone has been chatting about it.
It's fun. Like, they stumbled on a really good action combat system that I haven't seen in a whole lot of games. Like, what's a good example? I don't know how many RPGs you even play to begin with, but
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of RPGs for the most part. It's I tried to play Fallout New Vegas, and I got bored. It's just not my sort of game, I guess, which is kind of weird to say.
No,
when
I can understand that.
Like,
when did you play New Vegas as well? Because I feel like that's kind of a that's an important element in and of itself.
So I actually, that is a very important element. So I played it first and foremost on console, so I didn't have any mods or anything, which I don't know if that's the way to consume it, but there's definitely like a couple of like visual tweaks.
Mods absolutely always.
Yeah. But I also played it when I was like much younger, so I guess like if I went back and actually gave a darn about the story or anything, then I'd probably get more out of it.
Because my problem with New Vegas is, even when it came out, it was a hideous game. It did not look good.
Yeah.
And so that initial level of like just lack of immersion made it difficult. And so I think if you can kind of look past it, there's a legitimately good story and like a bunch of mechanics there. But I can absolutely see how and why a lot of people bounce off of it.
I think the problem with RPGs is that you really have to be invested. You really have to sit down and say, okay, I'm gonna actually give this game a shot. And I find that difficult to do sometimes. I don't. I find it difficult to be engaged by the story, by any story, in fact. Yeah, I'm kind of mixed. I find a lot of video games have more interesting stories for me than most like TV shows or even books to some degree. Well, that's the thing, is that I really, really, really enjoyed playing Metal Gear Solid. I think I played the fifth one. We've had this discussion already. I know we have, but like we have not. I had no idea you were a Metal Gear fan. I've played the fifth one. I played the fifth one first. I got it like some Humble Bundle or something, or some Steam sale, and it was like, I don't know, 5p or something. I played it and it was like, this is incredible. And then I went back and like bought the remastered PS3 collection thing. Yeah. Which has got like the remastered second, third, and fourth, and then the original first game. I played through the first game first, and was just, I'm actually still blown away at how well that game holds up. Like, I don't do classic games. I don't do retro games. I you know. Yeah. But that game was excellent. It was really, really, really good. Genuinely an incredible game. Yeah, I've never gotten into the Metal Gear games, mainly because I never had the PS3, and my parents wouldn't let me get it for PS2 because I think it had like an age rating, and my parents were very vehemently like, you can't get anything that's T. You're 13, but you're gonna have to wait until you're 17 to get a T for teen game. And then eventually they just gave up. But at that point, like, we'd already moved on generations. So, you know, at that point I had a Wii. So, yeah, no Metal Gear games there, except for Snake as part of Smash Bros., which, I mean, that was great. Yeah. But
I didn't buy a PS3 because it was super expensive, and so when they came out with the remastered collection, I was like, oh yeah, maybe I'll finally get a PS3. And then that just kind of never happened, and I've always felt bad about it because I want to play it, but I don't want to like just buy a PS3 for that and maybe one other game. And I keep hoping that Konami gets their heads out of their butts for just like 3 years to remaster, or hire somebody to remaster all of their games and just put them on PC. Because I know they re-released the old PC ports for PC.
Yeah, that happened recently, I think. Didn't it?
That was like a couple weeks ago. I snagged it.
Did you?
I did. And it's like, I kind of want to set it up, but I know I'd have to go through a lot of hoops just to get it working. And ultimately, I don't think they had Metal Gear Solid 3 as part of that. I think it was just 1 and 2.
No.
I think 3 is the one that I want to play the most. Because that one seems the most off the walls.
So I think, okay, so I'm like still technically playing through 2, even though I haven't like played through it in like a year. But 2 is the most abstract one. My understanding is that it's sort of like just super out there.
2 is the only one I haven't seen the ending of. Metal Gear is what got me into Let's Playing. Maybe I told you this one.
About this. We've definitely talked about this. Yeah.
Saw a guy watching an LP of Metal Gear, and I'm like, this is amazing, and then I did nothing about it for 4 years.
Yeah. It's I don't want to make a statement in terms of like it's worth getting a PS3 just to play Metal Gear Solid, because I've only played through the first one. But what I can say is that if the third and the fourth, which are supposedly the best entries respectively in the series, if the third and fourth are even slightly as good as the first one, then I actually think that it might be worth getting a PS3 in order to play through. Genuinely, it is. The first one was just so good. It was just really, really incredible. It was really, really good. I want to play more of it now. You've inspired me to pick up to pick it up and continue. I really must do that.
So I'm trying to figure out where these EXP potions are, and I don't. They're not listed on the research.
Are they called XP potions? Are they called level potions or something?
There's small experience potion. I guess what I should be doing is search potion. No.
Nothing?
Not that I'm seeing.
I think we should be good for enriched rare earth metals. I think.
Hey.
I think.
It's just lazy line all the way there.
How well?
There goes one of my drones. Oh, I was hoping it would just stay on the belt.
Hold on a minute. Yeah. How's your alchemy thing going?
It's going decent. I just scaled it up a bit. Like a lot, actually.
Uh-huh.
It's still very slow, and will remain as such for a very long time. It's getting faster, though.
Where's my boat?
Oh, and that's why this is so much slower. Got it. Alright, yeah, the alchemy machine is going, but it doesn't really sell fuel until it hits critical mass. Until then, it's just a slog. So now I'm kind of trying to figure out what to do. You made half this base, and so I guess I've just been wandering around trying to refamiliarize
Discover.
myself with it. Yeah. So that I can maybe start exacting my will on this. We don't have any kind of production set up to make the higher tier sciences yet, right?
That's what you could do. Yeah, that would be really, really good.
Okay.
No, utility and production, I think they're called. Yeah, literally that's what we need. It's gonna allow us to take our base to the next level.
That's why this isn't working.
What?
Your uranium setup needs a fix, and I was super confused as to why it wasn't working. You're not getting the stone out, and it's because you have an underground belt just butt up against a warehouse without actually inputting it in.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just staring at it for a while last time we played, being like, yeah, this looks right. What's wrong? And just now,
what's uranium for? What's the uranium for, actually?
We need uranium for production tech cards.
Oh, okay.
So we need uranium 238 for the blank tech cards. Or, not for the blank tech cards, for production. Uranium, blank tech, transport, and productivity.
I don't think I started anyway.
You kind of started. I'm noticing there are drones taking the uranium 238 somewhere. So I'm going to follow them.
Good idea. Oh, actually, yeah. No, hold on. It's just next to the... Oh, wait. Hold on. I actually think I've done... Oh, I've done production. I've done production, but I haven't done utility.
Okay.
Oh. Just right next to the big marker that says I'm judging you, which I feel that you're still judging me for this area. But yeah, literally just next to there, I think we've got the production cards. I think that's production cards anyway.
Yep.
God, I'm good, haven't I? Wow, past me really, really put a shift in, eh? All right. Good news, though. We officially have enriched rare earth metals. So I will take this, I will belt this wherever you would like.
Okay.
Let me know, and I will do it.
We needed that specifically. Okay, so we need that for processing units. At the very least, we need it for processing units.
Yeah.
Now, you've just enriched it, right? You haven't actually processed it into rare metals?
I have not. My understanding was that can just be done through a single oven.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want. It's up to you.
Let me quick make an oven. Did you bring my plane back, or is it still?
It's in my body. Somewhere. I don't know where.
Okay. Yeah, our inventories are getting out of hand.
Yeah, it's definitely inside me. Fully inside me. Plain simple. It's inside me. No, just me? Okay, alright.
I wasn't gonna comment for the sake of dignity.
I noticed that you didn't like the who's ranium either, but
I actually just totally missed that one.
Who's ranium? Uranium? Yeah. No, this every time I say it, I think I should never say that again. And yet I always find myself just just giving it another shot. All right.
Oh, I need glass.
Okay.
Do we still have
your plane? Your plane is right here. I'll give you this one. Oh, actually, no. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll be a good, responsible citizen of the world, and I'll park it on the helipad.
Okay. And I will trade you 2 ovens.
Oh, you want me to go and place it down?
Yeah, you might as well handle all the processing out there instead of belting all of the
Well, it's already belted back. I hate to break it to you, but have a look at the map. You can see that one single belt that that runs from the landing.
There it is.
That's me. It's up to you. We can put it anywhere along that route.
All right, I'll go set that up.
All right. Ready. Oh, man. That helipad is tripping. It's making me trip. That is ridiculous.
It works shockingly well. Have you ever been on a helicopter?
I think once. Yeah. I think so. But I mean,
I have not. The thought mildly terrifies me because they seem so much less exact than planes, and I realize that's insane because both are fairly well done machines at this point. But
I feel like you read about helicopter crashes more than you read about plane crashes, right? Especially like passenger scale planes.
Okay, I made a goof. Do you have any water fill on you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, can you just water fill this little corner that I'm right next to? Right here?
Right.
Because that's...
Right there.
Yeah.
Right there?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right there.
Right there. But also to the left a little bit.
That?
Yeah, but, you know, lock the whole thing off. So
sorry. Oh, yeah, this is
yeah.
danger zone. Oh, I completely... Oh, they didn't even care. The biters didn't even...
I deleted them in preparation. I didn't necessarily know if they would notice, but I didn't want to risk it.
Yeah.
Because if they got in, I don't think either of us can properly fend off anything.
I don't think we could.
We have become soft.
We've grown soft, exactly. How do I give?
Oh,
I'll give you.
Turns out I had water fill too.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen. You know, I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it.
It was even on my hotbar and everything, and I'm just totally blind.
That has been... Well, I was going to say that has been a saving grace of this playthrough, but has it really? It's definitely saved us, but it's also caused no end of problems.
Problems are opportunities for mischief.
That's true. That's true. There has been a lot of hijinks involved. Positive hijinks.
Okay, so we're doing enriched rare metals into regular rare metals.
And so what's the difference? How much benefit do you actually gain?
So by enriching it, instead of a 10-to-1, it's or not a 10-to-1, it's I think it's a 2-to-1 ratio normally. This makes it a 1-to-1 ratio. So enriching it is worth it if you want to go through the extra hoops.
I mean, why not, right? Seems to be costs reasonably little to do. And we've got it all set up now, so yeah, pretty
Okay,
easy
where
to
are
do.
the logic warehouses? Because I want... Oh, there they are.
I think we also have... Do we have logic silos as well? Oh.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, the warehouses are bigger silos.
Yep.
I forgot.